You're on it.
Okay. I'm sorry. Hello, everyone. Welcome to my cooking show, my uncooking show. We call it Rockin' in the Kitchen instead of Cooking in the Kitchen. So I'm going to be showing you a variety of things today, and I want to show you the things that you've been eating. And what I'm going to teach you is also things that you can go home and make easily. I could make really complicated things, but there's not a lot of point. If a lot of you are going to say that's too much, I'm not going to make it. My recipe books have a lot of different recipes, anywhere from quiche to lasagna to, Mexican food. Today I'm going to be teaching you all the basics and talking about different variations you can do with it. So one recipe could be 5 different flavors or 5 different recipes. So we'll talk about that as we go along. If you have questions or if I'm not clear, don't hesitate just to raise your hand and ask a question. I want to make sure that you go away feeling like you've got a lot of information, that you can go home and then this is going to be easy to do, because that's really what my style is all about, is making this super simple for the home chef, that anybody can do it. I like to do gourmet food for people because I want to turn you on to this kind of food. I want to teach you that it's not just carrots and celery, that you can actually enjoy raw foods and enjoy eating super amazing high energy foods. Now, does anybody know, there's a couple reasons why we do eat raw foods, and there's a couple significant reasons. Does anybody know any of them, like what's great about raw foods or what's different about raw foods?
You're getting more nutrients out of the food because it's fresh.
Right, you're getting more nutrients out of the food because it's fresh, because when you cook food, it depletes the vitamins and minerals, sometimes killing them altogether, but definitely depleting them significantly. The other thing about raw foods is that it's high in enzymes. Now, enzymes are what are in our body. Enzymes is kind of part of a life force thing. Enzymes are alive. So when we cook our food over 118 degrees, we kill them. And when we kill them, we kill the energy in the food, the life force in the food. Our body actually has to take enzymes from its own reserves in order to digest that food. Even something as simple as an apple, when you cook it, it kills all the enzymes in it so that it depletes your body, because your body therefore has to come up with a way to digest that food. The only way to digest something is with enzymes. Now, there's a difference between raw foods and living foods. The difference is an apple or a carrot is what's considered a raw food. It's a living food while it's still on the tree, so if you were to eat it while it's still on the branch, it would be a living food because it's alive, it's on the tree. As soon as it's picked, it becomes a raw food. Things that are living foods are considered sprouted nuts and seeds, because they're actually like, when they're sprouting, they're still alive. They're growing as as we go to eat them, they're still growing. Alfalfa sprouts, all those little green sprouts you see, those are called living foods. They're super high in protein, high in nutrients, high in enzymes. Other living foods are things like sauerkraut, because they're actually considered an alive food. It's full of what's called lactobacilli, which is a friendly flora for your intestines. And that's something with what we call a standard American diet, SAD diet, SAD diet. There's really no, all the enzymes have been depleted from all the foods, and we're eating mostly foods like white flour, meat, and white sugar. So all the white foods like white rice, white bread, white sugar, white crackers, our kids especially are getting inundated with white foods. And those foods have no nutrients. All the nutrients have been stripped, no enzymes, no life force, nothing available in there to digest it. So what happens then is we start to become acidic. There's acid and there's alkaline. Raw foods are alkalizing. They're alkaline forming in the body, which means scientifically, when that food is burned, it forms what's called an alkaline ash in your body. So and that's like a lemon would still be alkaline even though it's acidic on your tongue, or a tomato. So there's a difference between that. It's still alkaline forming because it creates an alkaline ash in your body. Other foods, like I talked about, the meat, the dairy, the white sugar, most junk foods, especially fried foods, fried oils are one of the worst. Create what's called an acid ash, or it's acid forming in the body. What happens when we become acid is our body needs to stay, blood needs to stay alkaline. It needs to stay at 7.4 in order for us to remain alive. So in order for the blood to keep us alive, it has to rob minerals from the body. Where do you think it's robbing the minerals from when we're eating acid foods? Anybody know?
Bones.
The bones. Why do Americans have so much osteoporosis when they're cramming dairy down our throat and they're telling us, calcium's good for you, drink your milk, but everybody has osteoporosis? I don't understand. It's because cooked dairy, cows can only live 6 months on, calves can only live 6 months on cooked mother's milk, on their cooked dairy, and then they die. So that should be kind of an alarm that if we're drinking all this cooked cow's milk, it's not good for us. Plus, we're these small, you know, people, and we're trying to drink this huge cow's milk, so it just doesn't match up. And so therefore, we're not really meant to have those things. We're meant to have food that's fresh, that's picked off the trees, things our hands can grab easily, vegetables we can pick, fruit that grows, sprouted nuts and seeds, super simple things like that. So, is any